Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Roger's Reflections on Saturday, September 5th, Labor Day weekend. I pray that you will have a blessed weekend, that you'll have time to rest. We continue with our dive into the Psalms, and today I'm going to be reading from, the 56th Psalm. This is a Psalm of David, and at the top it says, "To the leader, a Psalm of David when the Philistines seized him in Gath." It's kind of interesting. So hear now the word of the Lord. "Be gracious to me, O God, for people trample on me. All day long foes oppose me. My enemies trample on me all day long, for many fight against me. O Most High, when I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I am not afraid. For what can flesh do to me? All day long they seek to injure my cause. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife, they lurk, they watch my steps, as they have hoped to have my life, to repay them for their crime. In wrath, cast down the peoples, O God. You have kept count of my tossings. Put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your record? Then my enemies will retreat in the day when I call. This I know, that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise. In God I trust, I am not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? My vows to you I must perform, O God. I will render thank offerings to you, for you have delivered my soul from death and my feet from falling, so that I may walk before God in the light of life." David had his shares of troubles over his life. Even though he is known as the best king Israel ever had, and he was blessed in so many ways, we also understand the issues he dealt with. And many of them began with decisions that he made, and so he was dealing with the consequences of his actions, and God told him when he did those things, when he had Uriah killed, that he would deal with the consequences of his actions the rest of his life. But even in the midst of that, David understands that God is for him, that he can rely upon him, that even in the midst of difficult times, even when things look their toughest, he can rely upon God. God is with him. God is for him. God's presence is there. Even though his body may be killed, his soul is safe. He knows God has not forsaken him, that he has saved him. He knows the end of the story. It's kind of neat, isn't it? When you know that the ending is happy, when you know that the hero will be saved, when you know that things are going to be okay at the end of the movie, at the end of the story, then you can put up with the difficult times. Then you can put up with, you may not like them. Let's be honest there. You won't like them, but you know that you can survive them because you know how things will end out. You know that the author of all creation, is the one who is ultimately writing your story and writing the end of your story. And so you can rely upon that truth, that assurance, that God will be there for you, and God is with you, and God will be at the end waiting for you. So if you're struggling right now, if you're in difficult times, if you're in that deep, dark valley, hang in there. God is waiting for you at the end of your story, and we can promise you it's going to be a good end. That if you believe in him, then you have assurance that at the end of time, you will be exactly where you need to be. Some thoughts for you today on this Labor Day weekend. Take care, my friends. We'll talk to you tomorrow.